Jarmo, how meaningful is this after some of the difficult situations with the players and losing players? How meaningful is it for you to have Boone Jenner give up 4 years of UFA, Werenski give up 5 years of UFA, and really commit to the program here in Columbus? Those are your two recent contracts. How important is that for you to have players commit like that?
It's really important, but we've been saying all along that this perception that seems to be out there that people don't want to stay is not right. And we've had a lot of players in the past commit to long-term contracts here, and now we've had two of our core heart and soul type of players commit to long-term with us, and shown the commitment to Columbus, the city of Columbus, Ohio, and the Blue Jackets, and we couldn't be more thrilled.
And how quickly did this come together with Zach and his new agent? Is this something you've been at for a while, or did it come together pretty quickly?
Obviously, we've expressed interest in locking Zach long-term for a while now, and then once things start moving, they usually move pretty fast, and it was a pretty busy day yesterday to get this done before we all went to bed, but couldn't be happier. And I talked to Zach yesterday after the contract was signed, and he was thrilled. I was pumped, and now we're moving forward.
And this is a contract that screams number one defenseman, which he's been close to that here for you before. I think Seth has probably have been the lead dog. How comfortable are you with Zach Werenski ascending to that clear number one job on the back end for you, and how much more do you think is still there with his game?
I'm very, very comfortable. I think Zach Werenski's shown over his whole career that he's among the elite defensemen in the league, and he's a clear number one for us now. He can keep growing in that role. He's still young, keeps getting better, and I just want to go back a little bit with Zach. He's done everything right with us ever since he joined our organization. The first year when he came out and he went to Cleveland before signing his NHL contract and won the championship there, didn't demand to sign an NHL deal right away, burn a year, get his signing bonus money, and just be comfortable throughout the summer. He did things right, and he's done it right from the start. He's played with a broken face, through injuries, competed hard every night. Last year he played with an injury that he was basically playing with one leg before we kind of were out of the playoffs, and then he decided to have the surgery. I couldn't have more respect for a guy like that has always given us all he's got and keeps improving, and he's a leader. He's done everything right, and he keeps doing everything right. And we value him as a franchise defenseman.
Thanks, Jarmo.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Jarmo. I think when this deal was announced and people started, kind of looking at it and the numbers started coming out, I think some people thought, well, Zach Werenski got the money that they were hoping to give Seth Jones. I'm wondering, did you, in the master plan, when you looked at this offseason, was the plan to keep both of them initially? I mean, was there that ability if Seth had wanted to stay to give them both big contracts?
Well, I don't think we need to talk about that anymore. Seth has moved on, and Zach's here now for at least 7 more years, and as I mentioned, as our franchise defenseman, and they were good together. And Zach will be really good. Whoever he's paired up with, he's always shown us that, even when they haven't been together or they've been separated because of the injury or whatnot. But Zach's going to be a huge part of us growing here into a Stanley Cup contender.
Thank you.
And next, we'll go to Dave Metzold. Go ahead, Metzi.
Thanks, Todd. Good afternoon, Jarmo. You've had some defections here and defections of guys who've been leaders on this club. I wonder if you could just assess Zach's growth as a leader and maybe what you see in terms of his continuing to grow as a leader of this hockey club.
Well, he's done it the right way. He's led by example and played well. the more pressure in the situation, the better he's played. And that's one sign of a true leader for me. When we've gone through some playoff battles and somebody had to step up to the occasion, Zach's always been the guy whose stick doesn't shake, so to speak. And he's been at his best in those pressure situations. And I think that's what being a leader is all about. And as I've said before, he can grow on to another level. He's only 24 years old. So we expect big things from Zach Werenski. I know he does himself too. And in that season that was shortened with COVID, he had 20 goals already, and who knows where he would have gotten if we had the full season. He's got tremendous potential. He's already there, but it still has a lot of room for growth, and he will definitely be one of our leaders that will also take a bigger role in the locker room now.
Thank you.
And next we'll go back there in Portsline. Go ahead, Porty.
Yeah, hey Yarmo, that the blue line here for so many years was the big strength of this team, and there have been this offseason pretty dramatic changes. Just an overall comment from you, if you would, about what that blue line looks like now, how young you've gotten. Back then, Werenski's one of the older players back there now, and what it can look like in terms of its ability to help you guys play the way you want to play.
Well, the one thing I always say is that the best defense is when you have the puck. And I think puck's coming out of our zone well next year with the additions that we have made this offseason with Jake Bean, Adam Boquist in particular. They're good puck movers. They're mobile players that can come out of the zone by skating or passing the puck, making a quick transition play. And that also leads to more offense. Of course, there's the defending part, and we have a whole new coaching staff on that side, and we're going to play hard. That's how we want our team to always play hard, compete, and battle, and we still have some big bodies back there. With Zach is an offensive guy, but he's a big man. He can defend well. He's strong. He's strong in battles, and Vladi Gavrikov is a big man. Andrew Peak's growing into an NHL player. He's 6'3". So we got a lot of different elements that can make our defense good and fast. But we're going to grow here. That's what we're going to do is grow as a group and build it the right way to become a Stanley Cup contender again. And there's no shortcuts, but the hard work's the main ingredient there. And I know Brad Larson's been hands on deck at work every single day, being in contact with our players on what to expect when we get to training camp. And it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard-working group that competes hard, and it's going to be all five on the ice. It's not going to be just the defenseman. The way you defend these days is the whole five-man unit. That's the way you create offense as well. So when we got two really good goaltenders here, and we're just going to keep moving north.
Jarmo, are you still in the market for a right side physical defenseman? I know some guys have signed off the board. Are you still looking?
Well, I always say this, that every day we come here looking to make our team better and improve. So we're going to keep doing that, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to add pieces that we see as a player that can make us stronger in the short term, but also in the long term. So we'll see what the future brings on that.
Thank you.
Next we'll go back to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Yeah, hey Jarmo. Zach is obviously a guy who grew up in Southeast Michigan, outside Detroit. Grew up a Red Wings fan, and there was a lot of speculation that people thought maybe he might want to go back there, and he played at Michigan. What does it say to you that he was willing to turn down the opportunity to do that right away and stay here long term and be with Columbus and kind of dispel some of that speculation?
Well, first of all, he was 2 years away from being an unrestricted free agent, and I think that's a better question for Zach. But I couldn't be more thrilled.
I have one more, obviously.
Go ahead, Hedge, sorry.
Yep, sorry about that. Just kind of building on what Porty asked right away is you guys are are going to try and sell a plan here, obviously, or put together a plan, I guess is a better way to say it. How much easier is it to talk to maybe other players down the line and or the guys that you have when you got a Zach Werenski who's on board and you've got Boone Jenner who's on board and all these guys who are saying, yeah, we're buying into this plan?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Players always talk amongst each other, and if you're trying to attract free agents, they're going to look at your roster, what the opportunity may be, but also who they're going to play with. And when you have an elite defenseman like Zach Werenski, it's going to help on the forward side and D side. I think there are many elite defensemen in the NHL who'd love to play with Zach Werenski. There are many forwards who would love to get that pass out of the zone or transition pass or in the offensive zone, the vision and hockey sense that Zach's shown, and the offensive side of things he's shown. Many forwards would love to be in the same 5-man unit with him, so it's definitely helpful. And Boone's just a character guy. He's a leader. He's great to be around. All the boys love him, and he's a great example every day of how we go about our business, how we do our work.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Mitch Stacy at AP. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, Jarmo. Many of the guys who have been familiar faces the last few years have moved on. And just wondering your thoughts on how the signings of Boone and Zach, might be able to rebuild a little bit of that goodwill with the fans who might be wondering, what's going on here and don't understand your plan.
Well, again, I would say this. We've had some really good success with the group that we had here, the core pieces that we had here. We got into the playoffs 4 times in a row and got a little bit of playoff success as well. But we haven't had any parades here, so we had to make changes. Sometimes they're hard because it's emotional to make those decisions to depart players that have been an important part of your plan here. But if you want to get to the ultimate goal, you're going to have to make changes sometimes that are hard, and that's what we've done. So we have a plan. We're going to build it the right way and get back into the playoffs and be a Stanley Cup contender and ultimately win it.